Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, January 17th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern. Some of you probably don't know this, but Patty McPeak and her husband were stricken about a week ago and are very ill. And they just woke up one morning and felt like they had been dragged through the wars, and so to speak, and so that's progressed, and they're very ill, both of them. So during this meditation, we want to, through our heart minds, through the gods within us, communicate with the gods within them to assist with their bodies in healing. And you can do this, during the course of the day, but this focus with all of us will help them, help their bodies recover, because she has no intention of leaving the body, and neither does he. It's different when people, they're subconscious. Yeah, they don't know it, but they want to leave the body. So no matter what you do, they're not going to stay in the body. But when you come across people that are, basically steadfast that they've got a lot to do and they're going to stay in the body, in a lot of cases, it helps a lot with that. So it's imperative that we do this with anybody, obviously. But she has helped a lot of people through the years, and we want to keep her in the body, and we want to keep her active and healthy. So we want to make sure that she has the opportunity to stay in the body. And, she's using Halo, and she's using Manna, of course, and I think that's basically kept her in the body. And we've been sending her high levels of golden white, highly fused energy from the collective, so that, it will help her, period, so that she can start moving, back into some kind of mobility, because she can't even go up and down the stairs. She's so sick. So I want to impress that upon us all, so that we send that energy right now for the next few minutes and focus on their bodies. And you don't need to know what they look like, but focus on their bodies and helping that body that they're in eliminate the invasion of whatever it is that got into them, because she doesn't go out in crowds or groups or anything. She's just up in the mountains in a cabin. So people say, well, cross-contamination. Nope. And they have all the fail-safes. But somehow the corrupted souls were able to get that little whatever it is into them, into their bodies. So let's take a few minutes here before we go into the main meditation and infuse their bodies with golden white light of all of us, the gods that we are. Take an easy breath in through the nose, easy breath out through the mouth. And during the course of the day, after this meditation that we'll go into now, visit that. See that visual image of the golden white light shimmering, encasing their bodies inside and out, head to toe. So that they're continually protected. All of us are divine and magical beings. There isn't even an argument for that. There's many that think that they're the body, but that's just the bicameralism. If you've not realized this about yourself, then you are in for a big surprise. During the course of the day, take some time for yourself and explore this amazing being that you truly are. To do this, simply relax deeply into your body and let go of all efforting to get somewhere special or better than where you are now. Turn down the volume on all of this repetitive mind chatter and just relax into this moment. This moment is super sacred, super powerful, and super precious. The deeper you relax, the more you'll notice there is a brilliant conscious energy already radiating from your core. This exquisite radiance inside you, this pulsating heart of aliveness, is a highly magical energy, and it is what and who all of us truly are. When this is discovered and cherished, then everything in our lives will shine and sparkle again. Now is our time to give our whole lives over to this powerful, magnificent magic that has been hiding inside us all along. And don't worry if you cannot instantly feel or find your magical self, because it is so deeply and secretly hidden inside your deepest silence and stillness. Discovering this magic is what the school of life is all about. We enter these bodies so that we can discover who we are. Okay? We enter these bodies so we can discover who and what we are. Don't rush or push yourself ever. You have an infinite amount of time to find it. Have fun, and always remember this. The most magical secret is simply relaxing into and enjoying this moment fully. Let go and experience how life is the most effortless, fun, and easy thing to enjoy. Feel ecstatic that there is no end to this life. When you have reached the top of the peak, suddenly another peak starts giving you challenges, a higher one, a more arduous climb, a more dangerous reach. The day you have reached that other peak, another emerges. It is peaks upon peaks and eternal Himalayas of life, Osho. Every single one of us lives in some type of a box. Okay? We are constantly trying to figure out how to get out of the box that we're in and live large. There is the one with the physical walls that take the shape of your room, house, mansion, or hut. Then there is your metaphysical box, which holds some form of limiting beliefs and attitudes deeply impressed upon your consciousness. It makes you think, I can do this, and I definitely cannot do that. Whatever the formation the walls of your personal box have taken, don't judge it. Every single problem or limiting belief is there for a very special reason. They are personally designed by you to give your mind the illusion of confinement or a false sense of security. This way, you will develop a deeper longing and desire to explore this vast infinite universe that is constantly expanding within you and all around you. There are quite a few people in this world who tend to always remain inside their homes, hypnotized by the TV their entire lives. They fear going outside in nature, facing the elements, and experiencing the world directly. Depending on the day, they either love it or complain about it. Their sacred box has become their cozy nest on a lazy afternoon and their personal prison on some sleepless night. People tend to either complain or brag about their box, have ready-made excuses for why they can't alter it, or simply ignore it and pretend they have no power over it. Notice which category you tend to fall into. With 8 billion people on this planet, you cannot help finding each one of them fascinating. There are those people who love their box, hate their box, are never satisfied with the size of their box, or continuously fretting about the cleanliness and organization of it. There are those who feel overwhelmed about their box because it's either too big or too small, too tall or just too narrow. Whatever the size and condition your box is in, it's safe to say that it is quite perfect for you. Our universe is brilliant, and it never, ever makes a mistake. There is always perfect order found within the seeming random chaos. Life is always working for you, always working for you, not against you. If you watch closely, you'll notice your consciousness is always moving toward your enlightenment and never in the other direction. If you watch closely, you will notice your consciousness is always moving toward your enlightenment, never in the other direction. One thing that you can do to enlighten your life this week is to embrace your box. Take the risk to enlighten your life this week to embrace your box. And take the risk to step out of it and far into the unknown. Can you imagine what that would look like? Perhaps you would take a little adventure to meet the new neighbor who is just a tad beyond your comfort zone. Or you might drive far away and visit a new town you've never been to. Travel down a long, dusty country road you've never seen before. And interact with people you would never imagine reaching out to, connecting with. It really doesn't matter what your friends, family, or society may say about what is crazy and what is sane. No judgment is as important as participating in the expansion of your universe. What others deem as safe and predictable is often what leads one closer to being stale, boring, and dead. So it's important to continuously challenge yourself and find peace with where you are now. There is an essential balance contained within a truly happy life, and yet we humans tend to be creatures of habit and don't usually attempt to do the thing we are afraid to do. Each day is an opportunity to let go of your old belief systems that aren't serving you and truly become an unstoppable light of love. You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your own deep, eternal loving. Elizabeth Gilbert. Think about doing one thing this week that you were always afraid to do, yet have always wanted to do it. Leap across that raging river and into the peaceful love garden where the grass is growing much greener and bigger. When you do, your mind and heart will have no other choice than to expand. Always remember that life is a constant maturing process, and it never ends. Our journey is endless. This is going to happen for you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and yes, even physically, especially if you meditate on the source of love every night. If you're not taking vital steps each day towards living an amazing life that you love, you might as well move in with the mossy slugs down at the local pond. This is your life, and it's about you really being alive, not just kind of and sort of. You are here to really have fun. Let go of your fears and enjoy every day as much as you possibly can. Why not? Your life is worth it, right? Let's make this your special new life purpose for the rest of this year. Let go of all those problems that were spinning in your mind yesterday. For those thoughts are not worth repeating again today. This is your one life, and you deserve to live it up. And this means you become an unstoppable ball of bliss for all to enjoy. It will, of course, be difficult to take that very first step out of your box and into this new enlightening territory. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself 20 seconds of courage and make the jump. Don't overthink it. Just do it. You don't want to be regretting. You don't care to be regretting, not taking more risk while you're older and ready to die. You want to feel amazing looking back at your entire life and seeing how often you had the courage to face your fear. You will believe in yourself more and more with each courageous step you take. Your box is your friend and your enemy. You can always slip back into it in the future, and most likely will. However, the more you can practice being aware of repetitive thoughts, stories, belief systems, and dramas that cycle around in your head, the easier it will be to step out of them the next time around. Just realize that all of us have the power within us to manifest anything new that we desire. So why not manifest a more liberated, empowered, and happier version of you? Everyone can say that you're crazy, and that's fine and dandy. You can just whisper the secret to living large in their ear and laugh with them a little harder the next time you meet. The secret to living larger in life is knowing your real nature, understanding that you are an infinite spiritual being, a soul who has a highly intelligent, all-powerful universe penetrating and surrounding you from all sides. This amazing intelligence runs through every atom and molecule that you can imagine. It's always listening to your every thought, guiding your every breath. It is your very best friend of all and will never, ever abandon you. Once you've given up on the idea that you are separate from it, you'll realize that all is good, on purpose, and divine. You'll know that the greatest power in this universe lives within you, within all of us. And we no longer have to participate in life with fear. We can live in complete 100% trust, knowing that there is nothing to worry about, ever. Life expands or contracts in proportion to one's courage. A nice nin. This is what it takes to be an unstoppable manifesting being who is naturally overflowing with joy, abundance, and effortless success every day of your life. One final thing. I feel it's vital to understand that everyone in your life is trying on some conscious or unconscious level to help you get out of your box. It's vital to understand that everyone in your life is trying on some conscious or unconscious level to help you get out of your box. Every new person you meet is a potential best friend, and those who seem to be your enemy are simply your greatest teachers in disguise. So just take this moment to notice where your thickest walls and issues seem to exist in your mind. If you cannot seem to find or remember them, just think about who or what was a problem in your life last week. Then thank these illusions for giving you the experience of being separate from your real enlightened free nature. For without these hindrances, None of us would ever know what it feels like to become more conscious and evolve. We are constantly participating in the world of polarity, duality. And when we meet it consciously, head on, we transcend it. So take this day to be grateful for whatever box you are in, no matter what form it takes, or how vague and convoluted it may seem, and appreciate it for what it is. Give it love, for it is the next essential step in our awakening journey towards experiencing the amazing enlightened beings we all truly are. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, relax these bodies we're in. Because we're not the body. We're not the name. We're not the character, the personality, our status in this illusionary life. We're the God. We're pure, unadulterated, deep, eternal love. And to relax these bodies shouldn't be that difficult, should it? The body is a magnetic sponge. It absorbs everything. As soon as the baby body is formed, it starts absorbing everything. All the conversations while that body was growing, right? All the thoughts, all the interactions, all the things that you've seen, that you've watched, all being absorbed in that huge subconscious library. Good, bad, and different. And 99% of it isn't yours. It's everybody else's. So whether you know it or not, we choose what to absorb. Let it on in, It's like open the floodgates. Stress, fear, anxiety, worry, they're all illusions. And they're real good ones because they trick us a lot. We get tricked. So therefore, what do? We embrace them. We take energy, we move it into form, and we create it into reality, and then we experience it. That's what we do. Everything's energy. So when it's funny because a lot of the times we take these things in, but we don't know it. We don't know that we have a whole new shelf or a whole new bookcase in the library of all new stuff. And it's being aware and just letting them pass through you. Don't need to keep them. They pass through you. It's like you say, this isn't my thought. Okay, fine, let it just pass by. And remember, our thoughts that any of us generate come from us and goes out to the universe. All these other thoughts, tens of millions of them, floating by like clouds in the sky, they're not ours. They're other people's thoughts. Those come in. They come in. That's like when you're doing something and just out of clear blue, these thoughts come in. They're not yours. But they seem like it. They eerily seem like they are yours. Got your name on them. Can become very confusing. Then it stresses the body. Do you really believe that it's about all that out there? Or are you beginning to realize that it's all about you? You see the distraction? None of us are exempt from it. as the gods we are in these bodies, we look out there, and to us, that's real. Say, all that out there is real. And of course we experience it. Right? All the challenges, all the things that we experience. And all along, we aren't journeying within. We're still outside. It's tough. It's a habit. Hundreds of thousands of years, you get in that habit of thousands of lifetimes. And, it's a habit. And some habits are really difficult to end. But the more you go in, even for a moment to begin with, the more you begin to discover. It isn't about anything out there. It isn't. It never has been. It's all about you discovering, or I should say rediscovering, the God that you are in that body. This is the true ascension for any civilization. And it's a choice. Those in bicameral mode may take many more lifetimes. Those that aren't, have a shot. So when you relax the body, you're the master through the heart-mind. So the body relaxes. This fear, don't need it, don't need that fear. Okay, this, no, okay, I know all of you. See, that's what you say to all your fears, anxieties, worries, and stresses. I know all of you. I'm the one that created all of you. So why are you still here? I don't choose to entertain you anymore. So therefore you can go. And they will go. But beware. The ego mind will create more right behind them. This is a mastering. We focus on our breath. And we stay focused on our breath. Our breath is divine positive energy. Reason why is it divine positive energy? Because we, the gods, enter these bodies, power these bodies, so that these bodies can sustain us. So that we can experience physical life and rediscover that the gods that we are in these bodies. Now, we all know, that if we just said, okay, I'm going to leave the body now, it would just be in a stasis. It would just sit there. Of course, you have an energy cord connected to it, so you keep it powered. Because I'll tell you, we can't afford to have them go out, because then we can't enter them. See what I mean? We can't have them completely go out, because then that entrance is cut off. So we always have to keep them powered. So when we focus on the breath, we still the mind, the ego, and the subconscious mind. Well, how does that happen? We still it. We leave it alone. And people say, well, how can you do that? Leave your mind alone. It's simple. You just focus on the breath. You're in the now. That mind chatter is gone while you're in the now. And you're viewing and watching the ego mind, subconscious mind. So you look at the subconscious mind, you say, boy, I got a lot of crap in there. I got to get, clean house with it. Make room for new stuff. See? And the ego mind, you just watch. So you understand how they operate. That's the only way we'll master them. And then they become excellent servants. They're horrible masters. Horrible, horrible masters. That's like It's like asking a bus driver to go fly that Learjet on the runway. And the bus driver, right, is the ego mind. And the now, even though it's uncomfortable for many to go into the now, because their ego minds are constantly trying to pull them into the future or pull them back into the past. And once you get acclimated to being in the now, you'll want to stay in the now. And when you stay in the now, you silence the mind. You silence the ego. You silence the subconscious mind. And then you begin your journey to meet the God that you truly are in that body. It is imperative that each of us, in our own way, commit to ourselves, the gods we are, that we will always be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves, and we will always stay in deep gratitude 24/7. See, we're always on paths, so to speak, and when you stand in the center or the edge of the coin, the now, the center path, and you look at the left and the right, and these are all golden circles that there are, and they're identical. You've got the past, you've got the future, and you have the now. And if you look at these paths, and the one you're standing on currently, the now, and you'll see these beautiful golden shimmering trees, leaves, bark, everything, branches, that have formed a canopy over this highly vibrant emerald green flaming grass. And the one you're standing on looks like it's never been used. That's the only way you can differentiate them. The one on the left, which is the past, very used. One on the right, which is the future, very used. Now, we all go into the past. We reference it, we compare things. It helps us at times that we can learn that these were now moments that we learned, and we have to refresh our memory sometime. And mostly it's because we reminisce and we enjoy. And we kind of relive a little bit of the fun times that we've had so far in this life. And even visit some of the ones that were bumpy, that we learned from a different direction. But we don't stay there long. We leave. We're in our library. We leave. We turn the light off, shut the door. But some of us, and I don't believe it's conscious, but some of us will go there and we'll stay there. We stay there so long that we bring that past into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past, and we relive that past in that future. That's why so many people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, a lot of us, all of us, at one time, shape, form, or another, will go into a future that doesn't exist because we're creating a future in the now. So we go, what is that then? Well, we think it's a future. And we ask all kinds of questions. We want to know now, see? We want to know, when am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? When am I going to be well enough, healthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to meet my long-term, lifelong romantic relationship? When am I going to get a better job? When am I going to get a raise? When am I going to get a better boss? When am I going to get that house I want? When am I going to be able to buy that car, that truck, whatever? And this is what we do. all along, the peace, the direction to step toward to total peace is the now. And to lose the fear, to leave it behind us, is the now. To de-stress the body is the now. And, you get to a point where you're aware. You get to a certain point where you're kind of aware, and you know that, okay, so you're focused on the moment, doing something in the now, right in the now, and you float off, right? One of those clouds you grab onto, and it's not yours, all right? But you're there with it. And it's no big deal because you say, all right, that's fine. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, and you will. Someone could come up to you and say, hey, Frank, what are you going to do tomorrow? And you'll say, well, Jim, I'm in the now. I'm experiencing moment to moment. I have no clue what I'm going to do tomorrow, period. And see, as part of this progression, so to speak, within, that then you stop worrying about what other people think about you. It doesn't bother you anymore. It really doesn't. From the heart mind, you just, okay, fine. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to stay in the now. It's just like being in a state of enlightenment. Most people can't even hold it for a few seconds. But it's the discovery. It's not a race. It's the discovery. Then, once you discover, then you choose to take that direction. If you looked in these bodies, the gods that we are, we would notice that there are 7 lights. They go from the tailbone to the top of the head. These aren't lights like you'd see on Earth. They're much more vibrant, much more deep in color. They're etheric, spiritual energy. They are called chakras on this planet. Chakra, definition of chakra is a wheel. These are wheels of light. And we are spiritual etheric energy. So we flow through them. And they're connected to the body's emotions, personality, character, organs, all the tissue, blood flow, all the way down to the quantum core. Now, the journey within, we will discover, again, that we are the God. And then we will discover that the God that we are can heal these bodies at the blink of the eye. No matter what's going on with them. So we'll truly discover that we are the power. The gods that we are truly the power of healing. And not only yourself, but others who are unaware. Now, we know we're the soul, and we're consciously aware. Consciously aware, simply put, means that you know through your heart mind that you are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Consciously aware. You know that your soul powers that body you're in. There's no debating it. And you keep it powered as long as you're in it. So that you can rediscover the God that you are within that body. That's why you enter the body. And by experiencing physical life, it can help you, each of us, rediscover the God that we are within the body. Who and what we are. It's a vehicle. It's a tool. Now we know we're the heaven. The heaven that many of us have been taught is the illusion. It's the trap. We're the heaven. And the body is earth, heaven on earth. Every step we take, we're creating paradise. We're also shining our light 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond. The light emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. The pure consciousness. The eternal flame. And we literally are blasting it on all life, on it, in it, above it, and below it, the highest value in the universes. You know, we do know that parts of the gods that we are asleep. They're always with us, but they don't participate. The other parts of us are awake to a certain extent. So we're communicating nonstop with all of them. And that's in the Gugaplex. This one Gugaplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of Gugaplexes from trillions of universes in all directions. Whether some of us are 100 billion light years away, we're one. Separation, being separate, or looking at separation is the illusion. This is all the light energy beings. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. All light energy beings. We don't see the majority of them because of the eyes we have with these bodies on this planet, because of the light spectrums, the red, the infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet. They come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, and configurations. But there is a group that we are intimately interactive with on a day-to-day basis, second to second. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. And it's simple. You just ask yourself, could this body I'm in continue without water? No. You'd be forced to leave it. What about air? No. What about fire? What about wood? What about ether? None of them. We're dependent, interdependent, these bodies, in order to continue to function. So you can say that the body is definitely connected to the elementals and vice versa. Now the off-worlders, the celestials, the galactics. Over 1,000 species, civilizations, travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We are familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Abian. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. So that's why we don't see them so to speak, like we see each other. But they're there, and they have been for thousands of lifetimes. The gods within them are no different than the gods within us. And, you know, it's like random conversation with a complete stranger. After the conversation, it dawns on you, you have this feeling in your heart, that was an angel. And then you experience bliss. Someone, you know, you need a helping hand, someone appears out of nowhere, so to speak. They help you, and you look around, they're gone. They're always delivering this one message, and it's delivered in endless ways. And sometimes we get it, other times we don't. Not a biggie. But when we do, we discover that basically, bottom line, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, splendiferous, wonderful to be alive in these bodies? And it is. And that's bliss. Once you recognize it. To breathe. To sleep. To taste. To touch. To laugh. To cry. To smile, to frown. To hug, to hold. I mean, it goes on and on. To orgasm. We don't, as gods, we don't have any of that. We don't experience any of it, ever, till we enter physical form. You can see why these bodies have a tendency to seduce us, the gods that we are. We get so carried away with all the emotionality and the feelings of the body that we lose sight of the fact of who and what we are. So, an amnesia is created. And we've got to come out of that amnesia. It's our choice to rediscover the God that we are within the body, to know that we are the God and not the body. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. And ask them, with a blink of the eye, you'll be surrounded and you'll be in bliss. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And all of us in the Guga plexus gathered, so to speak, one, some awake, some not. In full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force love light energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, expand, and grow. You immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light, it is a flaming, brilliant white. It's so bright, it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. It is the God. It is the God that every single one of us are in these bodies. It is the pure, deep, eternal love. It is the pure, deep, eternal gratitude. It is the pure, deep, eternal peace. Flooding this planet, head to toe, inside and out. Infinity and beyond. There's no place for the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to escape to. Nowhere. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. And the best way to describe it is a grand finale fireworks display that nothing on this planet to date has come close to, a laser light show display that nothing on this earth has come close to, and this ballroom globe, right? We're all familiar with those. This one's 1 trillion times larger, 1 trillion times more intense, reflecting all that light. Combine them all, that's about as close as we can get to this ocean of glitter. And we're curious, so we go to the reflective points. And we notice these tiny microscopic mirrors perfectly etched. We enter them, and we discover that all of us, every single God in every physical form, are learning and teaching each other all the time, infinity and beyond, endlessly. Obviously, when we get distracted in these bodies, we don't see that. But then you begin to realize you're the God in that body. You power that body. You give that body life. Just like the mother with the umbilical cord, and her soul gives it life. You're the life. So the tree, is the tree the life, or the God within the tree? Is the dog the life, or the God within the dog, experiencing the physical form? With no separation, it's fascinating, isn't it? And you know that the vibrational frequency of you acknowledging that, you're acknowledging that you are the God within that body. And everything we view, everything that we see, is a God experiencing some form of physicality. Doesn't always have to be a human body. There are those that remember when they were a bear, a wolf, a dog, a cat, a bug, a tree. It's all physical experience. It's an endless journey. We're either the student or the teacher or the student, or both. It's never ending. It's fascinating. No matter who comes into your life or who you walk into life, you're learning, you're teaching. You're teaching, you're learning. It's like, what is the God within that body teaching me? What am I learning? Or what are they learning? It doesn't mean they're always consciously aware. Very rarely are they. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods within these bodies, we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us of the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, infinity and beyond, we are protected with a white fire armor. Not like the armor on this planet, way beyond that. This emanates from the God source. You, me, all of us, the gods within these bodies. The highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. It is the highest frequency. And it imbues us, embraces us, protects us constantly. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possessions, no attachments. Ever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, hurriedness, envy, revenge, stress, fear, anxiety, worry, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then there's all kinds of possibilities. Demon possession, attachment, all kinds of things. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the sun, the sunlight, the sun sets, the sun rises. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the skies and the clouds. The mountains, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals. Everything. And everything is us. So the next time that you view a sunset, a sunrise, mountain view, snowfall, starry-lit night sky, rainbow. Now, we're trained to say, isn't that beautiful? Instead of understanding that that is the God that we are. You look at a sunset, that is the God that I am, through the heart-mind. We continue to descend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical form if we're carrying physical form and hover effortlessly above it. We do this because it's fun. And we can. We're immediately presented with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of this sphere is golden white bowl of light. This golden white bowl of light is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to never end. All of this has created this super white mist. And you can see the sparkling and the reflections. And you can see the glitter. And you can see the arcs of energy and light. And it absorbs right into our heart minds and is like an embrace that never ends. Now we discover the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, tremendous prosperity, tremendous abundance. And we discover that all of it is a reflection of the gods that we are in these bodies. At the top of this crystal light tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7 as it does infinity and beyond, which is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of purest purest, eternal love. And it's flooding all of us, nonstop. There isn't one crack, one crevice that is not being flooded with. Head to toe, inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Now we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drop, drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We created this sphere almost 4 years ago. It holds almost 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations every day. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world gathered, consciously aware. The liberation of this planet, the complete liberation of this planet. Head to toe, inside and out. These meditations continue to intensify, expand, grow. You can plug into them anytime you want through the heart-mind. Who you think you are is just a concept and is not even close to the amazing multidimensional beings that we all really are. Look into a mirror for just 5 minutes today. Stare into the black holes in your eyes. Let yourself disappear in the emptiness. Stay for 30 seconds in one state of mind. Keep breathing and noticing who is the creative witness behind your eyes. Observe what conscious spiritual energy is present. Lose yourself in the experience. Let yourself dissolve into the experience. Who is having the experience? I'll join in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Enlightenment comes from consciously being in touch with the core of your experience. This core is where we evolve our consciousness. So search for the central core of your experience. This means that you drop out of your head and into your body, feeling what is truly happening inside it. Bring your attention into the center of your body throughout the day and welcome whatever shows up in there. Feel your heart and belly deeply, more so than ever before. Let this begin the path inwards where you discover the core of self-realization. Explore what it's like to truly live and breathe each breath, being in touch with the center of your being, the God. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, January 18, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.